Well, hello! Just putting the last touches on this new garden area that I created. It'll be a bevy of beauty for our pollinators. So come along with me and see all that's happening here. Start here the tour at this new pollinator garden. I have a dwarf butterfly bush, some echinacea, a bunch of hyssop varieties, some comfrey, and then this Maximilian in the background, which is throughout the property. That is literally a haven for the bees, which is where I came up the name of this property, Bee Haven. Little fall festival, have these new junipers that will add to this living fence here. This front area is kind of, I added a lot of perennials, so it will take some time to come, but we have some fun metal artwork. The Jurassic Park dinosaurs escaped. Apparently the fences weren't strong enough for them, but we come here and we opened up the cedar area, and I transplanted all my ferns to this area because it's luscious and lots of shades. They'll like it, they won't burn out as much. My little rustic herb garden has some thyme, oregano, sage, a bunch of things here. And looking at the back of the garden, you see the sunflowers are just, they're done. Haven't decided what to do. Probably cut the heads off and then feed them to the birds. So here, the deer kind of had fun in the Jurassic area, or the dinosaurs perhaps. Adding some new perennials throughout. I'm really happy how this side garden with the river is coming along. More Maximilians, added this fall bursts of color with some chrysanthemums, and this is campfire chrysanthemums. They will last into November. Most of the things are kind of coming to an end, but we got some pops of color from annuals, which is always wonderful to add some annual color if you want to grow them or spend that money on them. It's wildly area. You can see the river in the background, which I love. Some of my native things, which is, this one's called mist flower. You'll see it throughout the property. Compost is posting compostily. And we got this side garden here. These asters are just lovely this time of year. And you can see a bee kind of, we're gonna follow him. No, he kind of went away. And we're kind of going now into the vegetable garden area, which is slowly coming to an end. We have the temperatures, but it's just, this is my kale and Swiss chard that the bunnies keep eating. This is my fall planted garden with broomcorn and amaranth is the purple, and I have some turnips coming along. If you come down here with me, you can see that big turnip. What I really want to do with the turnips this year is to make little jack-o'-lanterns out of them, because that's the traditional. I did some cleanup on these tomatoes. You can see I got rid of most of the leaves to allow the rest of the fruit to just turn color. I've canned quite a bit, but I believe this is the last of the harvest when it comes to tomatoes. And I'll just look at that. Take a moment to be here. And eggplants are starting to show signs of ending the season, but there's still flowers and there is still fruit. You can see the sunflowers looking rustic in fall. Have nice rose production this year, and nasturtium lane, just glorious. Pepper production is slowing down. They're not getting as big, but it's still, there's some blossoms on there, so I'm hoping for a little more harvest there. Very thankful for everything so far. Here's some fennels, and I'm hoping to have a fennel bulb. If you can see underneath here, that ooh, that was pretty. You can see that bulb right there. Hopefully it will form for us. And going on over, you can see the impatiens, and then my popcorn plant, cassia. Yeah, I think that's the name of it. Just love these yellow flowers. Yellow is my favorite color this time of year. Um, send some love to these watermelons. I don't think they're gonna take, but I found one little baby. We just need one good rain before the frost, and hopefully we'll get some. And then going across here, you can see my pollinator garden, which is under construction, but I do have some mist flower, and I have some more in the distance there, purples and yellows, more Maximilians. You can just enjoy that. And then these two last gardens that will take you on. Enjoy that beauty of color. You can see the bees. On colder days, you see the bees just sleeping in the flowers. Sleeping Bee, there's a song. One of Barbra Streisand's concerts, I believe. Wow. Showed my card there. So the back here, this garden had ferns, too sunny. So I put some dogwoods and some grasses. You can see I'm gonna keep working on this garden area throughout the years. It's just, so I'll have red and yellow. I'm trying to think of things that would be nice for the season. We're gonna try something new here. We're gonna go through the back of the garage to kind of go in the back of this garden area. This one is scraggly, kind of out of control. The weather didn't treat it as well, but I did take out the ferns here, and I added a French pussy willow and alpine currants. And then in the back, you probably can't see them. There is another dogwood. There are some grasses, some native grasses that will just add to this area. This in the spring will get some rework, some mulch. Still loving that hydrangea. And we go up through to the deck, and I always seem to end on the deck. I did a lot of revamping of things. Tomatoes are done on the deck, so I can bring them in. This fig has been struggling in a small pot. Now it has its own domain. Hopefully some fall zinnias, and definitely some fall hibiscus. New pot for that, new pot for the rosemary. Rosemary flowers are just so wonderful. And just look at that flower. I added this annual thing. The annuals weren't doing well in the garden itself. More jade. This is proof that treating your peppers right, they can become trees. This is called Mad Hatter or mushroom pepper. They are kind of mildly hot. So that concludes our brief tour here. Much love. May your garden grow.